Here we go. It's like being on.
Very
Good
nice.
afternoon and welcome. I'm looking at my wife, and my wife is making funny faces at me, trying to get me to laugh to cheer me up a bit. But I tell you what a good interview earlier on. That was really, really good interview, and thank you, Robbie, for that. And now we got Megan back. Hello,
Hi.
hello. Um, I what I want to talk about actually is today with you is about because last year all the exams were stopped.
hmm
Everything was in a right mess, wasn't it?
Yeah.
At uni.
hmm
So so what's happening now? Because at uni, ain't you?
Yeah. So I do the Open University. So I do that part time alongside work and everything else that I'm doing. So to be honest, I was kind of affected with COVID last year with my uni assignment, but not too much because of it being the Open Uni. It's all online anyway. But it did mean that our end of module assessment was actually cancelled due to obviously COVID. So it meant then that all the assignments that I had done through the year was what was going to calculate my final grade. Whereas this year now we're starting to see things like going back to normal as such. Like I'm working on my end of module assessment this week to get that sent off. So to be fair, I'm kind of one of the lucky ones, as I say, because the Open Uni is all online anyway. Don't get me wrong. Yes, we had tutorials that we would go into Edinburgh, Napier, but not much compared to obviously everybody else that is actually in a uni.
Yeah, because my friend of mine's daughter, she's kind of like very disappointed because the grade is there and their exams are not entirely right, really. You know what I mean? They
Yeah,
just graded them, and
yeah,
she should get more than what she was really.
yeah.
And so, yeah,
I think
I think
there's
what
a
they
lot
should
of
do,
pressure. hmm
yeah, because she wanted a specific job. She wanted to go into care,
Yeah.
childcare, and be a nanny and stuff. And the
hmm
trouble is, I think what they did was they lowered her grade as a rank, and she's not very happy. So I think what they're going to do is kind of take it again, probably.
hmm I think, as I say, I've got friends myself who are actually in a uni, and they've all kind of said similar things. You know that the exams aren't being marked as they used to be marked, or the exams weren't taken the way that they were normally taken. I think, obviously, as well, I kind of feel sorry for the people that only started uni last year because one of the best things for like a youngster starting uni is the freshers week. You know, getting
Yeah,
out, meeting everybody, and things like that. Whereas all that's kind of been taken away now because of COVID. Like they've not been able to have their freshers week, and I think it kind of takes a lot of the socialization aspect out of it.
yeah, yeah. So, so you got a job as well, and you're studying.
Yeah.
So how old are you? Sorry, I shouldn't have asked
No,
a
you're okay.
question. How old are you?
So I'm going to be 23 next month.
So you're 23 next month.
hmm
So and you've done. So what kind of exams have you done?
Oof. Obviously GCSEs in high school. I then went to college the first time and did A levels, which I did English literature, psychology, sociology, and then health and social care. Rather than going on to uni when I was 18, I did another college course, which was a BTEC level 3 diploma, I think, in travel and tourism. And then I moved up to Scotland. So when I moved up here, I was actually in the middle of my travel and tourism course, but Scotland wouldn't transfer it over. So I couldn't go back
Right.
to college when I moved up here. So for me, it was, right, okay, I now need to get into a full-time job. So I started getting into a job, and then I ended up, finally getting into working for Sky, and I've worked for Sky for 4 years now.
So you work for Sky?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. She works for Sky.
Don't worry, I can look at some friends and family discounts, right?
It's a long story about Sky with Anyway, yeah, we got Sky. Yeah. Um, the trouble is with your because I lost my track now, lost my plot. Um, the trouble is, as a kind of like a 23-year-old, and you kind of like you've been doing all the exams and you're working
Yeah.
and whatever else you do. Do
Uh-huh.
you kind of like? Do you think sometimes, I'm working for Sky and these, these exams I've got, it's not kind of like giving me the right job that I want to be in.
I think, I personally, among a lot of other kids or young adults, should I say, I have no idea what I want to kind of go into at the moment. I've always been really interested in the criminological side of things, and that's why I'm doing the degree that I'm doing. But at the same time, there are so many different jobs that can open up. Quite frankly, I have no idea what career I want to go in. My career ideas have changed like ever since I was younger. Like when I first left college, I've always kind of wanted to go in the Navy, but then I had asthma, so that kind of took that one right out of it because I have asthma. You're not allowed to join. So that kind of took that out of it. And then I wanted to go into journalism, and then I was like, you know what, that's not really for me. And then, there's so many different things that I've thought of. And even now I look at my criminology course, and I've looked into jobs, and, I think social work would be a really rewarding job. But at the same time, I don't know what I want to do yet. So to kind of answer that question, I don't feel like, I'm kind of sat working for Sky going, I really shouldn't be here because this isn't what I want to do. At the moment, I enjoy the job that I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? I'm enjoying the job that I'm doing. I get to speak to people, which I really enjoy doing. And as you said, yeah, it's a job. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it is a really, really good job, and it's a really good company to work for. So I think, they know the situation that I'm in. I think, doing work and a part-time uni course is extremely, extremely difficult to do. Because you're looking at me working like 37 and a half hours a week, and then looking at 20 hours of studying a week. And then then having to have a social life as well. Like it is extremely difficult, and a lot of people my age are now doing exactly the same thing, which, it is a lot of pressure that's put on us at such a young age, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Working for Sky. Let's say for working for Sky.
Yeah.
That is sometimes that can be a powerful job, can it?
Yeah.
Because you're on the phone, complaints and everything.
Yeah.
How do you deal with it as a younger person?
I think, ever since I was like 15, 16, I was working with people. Like, it sounds ridiculous, but when I was 16, 17, I worked in a fish and chip shop, and it's just basic customer service. Do you know what I mean? You've got to know how to talk to people. And as you are probably aware, I'm a very chatty person, so it's not really a big problem for me. In terms of complaints and stuff, I think one of the biggest things that I use is empathy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I might not have been in the exact same situation as that person, but I can guarantee that most of us have been in a situation where you feel like you're dissatisfied or anything like that. And to be fair, life isn't easy. Like, you have to learn to just kind of get on with it. And it's the same with work. Like, people are going to complain. Even outside of work, people are going to complain to you about things. You just got to learn to deal with it.
Yeah. Do you ever get any like oddballs or anybody like really odd, strange, like ringing you up?
No, not really. I think, the department that I work in is a very kind of small department. It's very complex. But even when I was in a sales department, no, I'd never really got any odd people. I think, the quirkier the person, the more I enjoy speaking to them just because I'm a quirky person anyway. So no, I wouldn't say that I've spoken to anybody odd.
Yeah. I usually do like wind ups on Skype. I don't know when I ring them up. Yeah, I do. Yeah, you laugh at the things I do with people. I go on the phone and I go, and I pick my phone up. I go, hello, hello, yes. But then they're dealing with my problem. See, so this woman's dealing with my problem, and I go, so what's your name? Are you single?
Oh.
Where'd you come from? Right? And all of a sudden they started laughing. They said, sir, do you want your sky sorted out? I said, yes. Could you come around my house now and turn my sky on, please, for me? And things like that. And then they come up, then they say to me, yes, I'm not here for the chit chat. Can we sort this problem out? I'll go, yeah, okay. So, but I'll have a laugh with people. And, but the trouble is, sometimes you got to be really, really serious on, speaking to somebody, ain't you?
Yeah, I think, I've had people, I'm not going to sit here and say that I haven't. I have had people that are very flirtatious. And, I've even been told from work colleagues that when I was in the contact center, they'd be like, oh my God, what, like you're flirting, what are you doing? And I'm like, do you know what? If somebody comes on with that kind of attitude that they're going to flirt, you need to just ride along with it and have a bit of banter. Do you know what I mean? I'm not one of those people that goes, you know what, it's really unprofessional. I know the limit, which is obviously I can't give any personal details. I can't do any of that. So I've had people say to me, oh, when I come up to Scotland for work, do you fancy meeting up and going for a meal? And I'm like, listen, do you know what? It's been really funny and it's been, a bit of banter, but this is where it has to draw the line. Like, as my job, I cannot meet up with you for dinner or go out with you outside of work because it's data protection and it's basic stuff that you need to be aware of. But having a laugh on the phone and having a flirt means it's just a bit of fun. Do you know what I mean? If the person comes on like that, it's easy enough to kind of reciprocate it and have a laugh.
Yeah, and the person who dealt with me, she was really, really good, and I talked to her afterwards, and she said that was very funny. And the other day, actually, I had her again, and she said, "Oh, all right, Stephen," and that was it because she knew my voice just like that. It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, like I actually had a customer a couple of days ago, right? And obviously I had told you that I had gone through a breakup and stuff in the last couple of months. And he said something to me and he was like, a little bit of advice that I even give to my own daughter. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Relationship advice. This is exactly what I need right now. And he goes, I said to my daughter that you are quick enough to fall in love with a rich person as you are with a poor person. Now, I choose the poor person and struggle. And I just was like so taken aback by it. And I was like, I don't even know what to kind of come back with. But I get customers like that all the time. And they're like, you're still young, like just enjoy life and just find somebody that will take care of you and all this.
Look, if I do it again, just say, look, what you after, an extra channel or what?
Huh? I know. I should do.
Yeah. So you are you in the middle of taking more exams then? Are you still studying?
So with the Open University, we don't actually have like physical exams. It's all coursework, but we have an end of module assignment. It's not as big as like a dissertation. It's not like that. It's like, for example, like my end of module assignment that I have at the moment is I've got to write up 1,500 words about, the basically the last year of study, and also provide like a short paragraph of the feedback that I've received over the last year and how I've learned from it. So as simple as that sounds, 1,500 words, it's actually a lot harder to write 1,500 words than it sounds. But yeah, mine is quite an easy one, to be fair. I was never good with exams.
Let's get to some questions. I've got questions here for you. Rachel, hello, Rachel. She always seems to be on all the time. I'm only joking. Calm down. Right. It says here. It says, Megan. Hi. I love you coming on here, speaking to Steve. Have a good day. Hope you're well. There's a question I need to ask you. Any discount on Sky? Don't be speaking. Go away.
Is that a serious question?
Yeah. So
right. Okay. The kind of best answer to that, right, is the offers are specific to everybody's account. So what I would say is, one, check sky.com, right, on your own account, and it will tell you what offers are available. And if you haven't already, sign up to Sky VIP, because that gives you discounts dependent on like how long you've been.
Hang on for a second. I've got a complaint already about Sky. Sky VIP. Are you joking? Come on.
I think it's pretty decent. We've just actually got it as staff, right? And I've like entered so many raffles. I entered a raffle to win like a Game of Thrones bundle because I love Game of Thrones, but we're not going to get into that because I think the final was an absolute farce, to be honest.
Right. Okay.
So.
What I'm trying to say with the Sky VIP, come on, is that an add-on or is it a con? Come on.
So it's free. It's completely free. I have a lot of people asking the same question, so it's a very fair enough question. Everybody does think the way that I explain it to somebody on the phone is it's kind of like a Tesco reward, like a club card, right? If you go to Tesco now with a club card, you can get things like discounted because you have a club card, right? Sky VIP is exactly the same. They don't charge you for it. It's not contracted. It basically works on the tenure. So how long you've been with Sky, the longer you're with Sky, the more discounts and more rewards you will unlock in the process. So it is completely free. It's not a con. You can leave any time as well. So it's not something that you're tied into or anything like that.
It was like a meet and greet on there the other day. It says meet and greet. I can't remember what it was. And,
we had. Sorry, go on.
No, you carry on.
No, to be fair, with the meet and greets and things, they've actually been really good. I remember speaking to a customer that won an experience that was to spar in a ring with Anthony Joshua a couple of years back. So it's mental. It's absolutely mental, some of the stuff that you can hear. Like, some people get like tickets. So for example, like the Formula One was on today. Like, before COVID and everything, there would be raffles to win tickets to go and watch the Formula One live.
What, for Sky members?
Right, as customers. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I believe you, but 25,000 people want, but there you go.
Yeah.
Louise wants to know, why has it got to be about Sky, folks? Why can't it be about exams and stuff?
I know.
I've got Sky, but the trouble is, every time I kind of like want to pay my bill if I get switched off, I pay my bill on the Sunday, and all of a sudden I can't get back on it. It doesn't work. What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that you try to pay your bill on a Sunday, but then all of a sudden it doesn't reinstate you? Yeah, I'll get that as well, don't I? Yeah, I'll get that.
I think to be fair, normally the advice, if it is referring to like reinstating an account, normally the advice I give is to actually call us, because we can.
But you're not open on a Sunday.
So most of the departments are open on a Sunday.
No,
like the same, like Trust me, we are. You can call teams on Sky on a Sunday. Like, I used to work in sales, and they are open every single day of the week.
Well, we've tried bringing people up on the Sunday, and they said they're closed.
It depends what department you're looking at. So, for example, my complex department, we're not open on a Sunday, but like your technical team, your sales team.
What section do you work for?
So I work in a department which is called order recovery, which means that we deal with, for example, if somebody's broadband order is delayed or it's failed for whatever reason, we look into why, and we deal very, very closely with OpenReach.
OpenReach, yeah. We got broadband people coming tomorrow, haven't we? So Tuesday, sort our broadband out. Right,
so,
okay.
Yeah. Is there any questions about exams?
Yeah, we have. Hang on for a second. Be patient. You wouldn't do it with me.
I know.
Hi, Steve. Yeah, you're totally right. VIP is a bit of a thing. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Any discount going? No. Exams. Right. I am. Right. Oh, hello. My name is Anna. I'm 16 years old. I've just left school and done all my exams, but the trouble is, I've been told to come back again because I couldn't do my A levels. Really concerned. Okay. What can I do? Or do I go to uni, or will I stay and do my A levels?
That is a kind of good question, right? If I'm going to be honest, it is all about personal preference. When oh Jesus, I feel old now saying this, but when I was 16, you had to go to college to go to uni. You had to have A levels to get into uni. So I don't know if it's changed now and all you need is GCSEs. I would definitely look into it because I don't know if, as I say, I don't know if it's changed. It's been 7 years since I left high school. Jesus. It's been 7 years since I left high school. But when I left, it wasn't an option just to go straight to uni. I mean, it would save you a lot of time. But one kind of bit of advice that I would give, right, being through A levels and now doing uni, depending on yourself and your confidence, I would personally say that A levels is better first because it's like a stepping stone into uni, right? Uni is a whole different ball game compared to high school, right? High school, yes, you're becoming a young adult, you're learning to do stuff for yourself, but you still have a lot of support, okay? And in high school you do, like, if you, for example, I'll just one example that's come straight to mind, right? I remember when I was in high school, I might have had an exam coming up or an essay coming up, and I'd be able to go to my teacher and go, listen, I've wrote this as a draft. Could you read through it and let me know what you think? Right. And your teacher would take it, read it and go, right, okay, you're on the right track, or no, you're completely wrong. In university, or at least with my course, I can't do that. I can't say to my uni tutor, can you read this and let me know if I'm on the right track? They can't even read anything that I've wrote until that essay is submitted. So what I would say is it's kind of up to you what you choose to do. Personally, I would use the A level as a stepping stone because you learn different ways of studying, and it's a lot, and it puts you into that place where you have to learn that the study is your own responsibility. High school, it's not really. Like, you have to do some of it yourself, but you have homework and you have teachers on your back. And A levels and uni, you don't. Right? It is purely your responsibility to do that work. So personally, I would say I would go to college, but it is personal preference.
Yes, or contact me. I have a friend who can give you some answers on some papers. Right, there you go. But good advice. Good advice.
It's one of those things, like, it is each individual to themselves. I wasn't like, I did okay in my GCSEs. I managed to get English, maths and science in good grades. But being a 16-year-old, like, going straight into uni, I don't think I would have done it. I think I'm too much of a stress ed to do that, to be honest.
Yeah. Are you a stress ed now?
Oh, I'm a stress ed all the time. You should have seen me before this podcast. I've been working on this assignment since 1:30 this afternoon, right? And only just stopped before this podcast today. And I went into my mum and I was like, I'm actually losing the will to live because it's due on Thursday, right? But obviously I'm working tomorrow, working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 10 o'clock in the morning till 8 at night because I do 4 long shifts. So I don't have time. Do you know what I mean? To do it after work because by the time I finish work, I'm absolutely not like mentally knackered to do anything. So I've got to try and finish this tonight and submit it. So yeah, I've
what
near
we can do. I know what we can do. You phone me tomorrow about Sky, right? Right. I pretend that I'm talking to you, and you
Yeah.
can get on with your work.
To be fair, I could probably like my managers are very, they help a lot knowing the situation I'm in. Like if I got to like tonight and this wasn't finished, I could probably say to them, listen, I need tomorrow off to do this and get it done. They'd probably be fine with it.
Yeah.
So
Oh well, money kind of gets a discount, yeah. But never mind.
we'll sort it out after, Steve, right? I'll give you any codes that I've got.
Yeah. It's only one code, and that's the code for our door to get in. I'm only joking. Um, Russell wants to know. Hi. No, I do not want to talk about Sky. I think they're rubbish. I've got another provider, but I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Russell. Thank you.
Yeah.
Julie wants to know. Oh, I'm 18 years old. I
Mhm.
also work for Sky, but I'm a student,
Okay.
and I work in Manchester.
Okay.
And I work in Manchester. I'm a student also. Sky is very good to if you've got exams or anything coming up, they are
Mhm.
really good. Also, they
Yeah.
can help you to have a career. What do you
Yeah, no,
think?
I definitely agree with that. A lot of people have different opinions of Sky. It's the same with everything, right? I've worked for Sky now for 4 years, to be fair. I've done 2 different departments. I've done sales and the one that I'm in now. And there is a lot of different opportunities for career choice. So it definitely is a good one. And as she's just said there, they are really, really like they're really good with stuff. Like I remember saying to them about me first starting my uni course, and they said to me, if you need to take time off, like we can actually offer you a year off, obviously unpaid, but a year off, and you can come back and your job will still be secure if that was what was needed for me to get, into a good place with my uni course. So they do a lot for their staff, to be fair.
All right. Okay. Steve, how um, can you tell me what I can do about getting some more advice of Megan about exams and stuff? I'd rather talk to her because no, we don't kind of like we the trouble is on here you can speak to her on here, but the trouble is we do not give out people's personal information.
Hmm.
To none of our guests, we're not allowed to. Um, and only time we can is when our guest tells us to, but we
Hmm.
seem not to do it. We not, it's not right. What else we got? Oh, Scottish rubbish. Yeah, okay, carry on. Sky's
I,
quite good actually
I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of hate now.
you're not getting a lot of hate. People are talking about it. Um, it's all right. Sky's all right. I like Sky. I like Sky for the football and everything. Got
Yeah.
nice people work at Sky. I always speak to the accessibility department.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm always
Every
on there.
they are good.
Yeah, they are very good. Yeah, just I need a discount because I got the full package of Sky. They should give me 20% discount or something.
You never know until you ask.
Well, I did ask, but they don't do it. Right. Okay. What else we got? Right. I'm just waiting. Ah, right. Hi, Steve. I'm 16 years old. My name's called Mike. Hello, Mike. And I'm a student, and I've been offered to go to Cambridge, um, but the trouble is at the moment in time, I'm still waiting for my exams to come around because I about to take them last year, but they were stopped. What can I do? Oh,
Mhm.
well, just wait, innit?
I think, you can contact the unis. They will probably understand the situation that you're in. It also depends on the offers that you've been given, whether it's conditional or unconditional, right? But I would definitely say, if the exams have been delayed because of COVID, then the unis should be very respectful of that and understanding. So all I would probably say is, find a number for the registration, call them up and just say, listen, with COVID happening last year, I don't have my results or I've not done my exams yet. What does this mean for me? If it's an unconditional offer, again, I would just call them and just say, listen, I've not taken my exams yet. I know it's an unconditional offer, but I just thought I'd let you know that they are delayed, right? Because obviously an unconditional offer means that you have an offer no matter what grade you get. So I would just contact them and just explain the situation, if I'm honest. They probably got a lot of people doing it anyway.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. There you go. Good advice. Good advice. Um, yeah. Start ringing them now because if you don't get an answer, you'll be first one on in the morning when they open the phone lines, won't they?
Yep.
Right. Okay. What else we got? No, no. Right. So with your so when you did your exams, when you
Mm-hmm.
actually did your exams, do you think you thought, right, because I'm at Sky, because I got a job, this is where I want to be, or are you thinking, I don't, I'm not right for this job, so you want to do something else, or why don't you work for yourself?
Um, to be honest, no, I think it kind of comes back to the question at the beginning. I don't sit and think, oh, I work for Sky and it's not something I want to do because, in all honesty, right, I've had a number of full-time jobs and I didn't want to do them and I left, right? I know it's not as easy being a young adult, just getting up and leaving, especially when you've got
Yeah,
responsibilities and bills to pay. Do you know what I mean? But no, I do genuinely enjoy my job. Um, if I didn't, then I would be looking at something else all the time, and I don't, just because it is such a good company. And as I say, there's internal like work and stuff that we can apply for at any time. So in terms of the actual company, I genuinely like working for Sky. In terms of making my own business, right, I thought about it years ago, but I don't know what I would have a business in, right? I've seen the pain that COVID has caused a family member of mine with her own business, right? She owned a gym, and she lives in Malta. And since COVID's happened and the lockdown, there has been a lot of businesses that have gone under due
yeah,
to financial problems. So I think thinking of my own business at this point in time would be a very, very risky thing to do.
you got you got your head on your shoulders. Well done, well done. Okay, guys, is there anything else? Um, no,
Just for
Simone.
people, yeah, I think just kind of for the younger viewers that you have, Steve, what I would say, right, is a bit of advice from me is when I did my exams, GCSEs, A levels, any of that, right, I was an absolute mess when it came to exams, right? I'm not going to sit here and say that I wasn't. I had to actually have calm tablets before every single exam that I had because I was that much of a mess, right? All I would say to all the youngsters now is, because there is so much pressure in regards to exams, or you need to do this, otherwise you're going to fail at life. Like, I heard that a lot. Like, if you don't get good grades, you're not going anywhere.
Oh,
Please don't ever think that, right? All you just need to do is do the revision, do what you can, and just try your best, right? Because the more you stress yourself out and put pressure on yourself, the more likely it's going to come out a worse grade than what it would have been if you just had faith in yourself. Right. And I found it a lot. Like, I loved history, right? History was my favorite topic in school. And I stressed myself out that much with revision and stuff like that, that I failed it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because it was my favorite topic. I was like, oh my God, it's my favorite topic. I need to do all this revision. Did it all and I failed it, right? Because I'd gone into it with the thing, I need to do this. And I was putting so much pressure that when I got it back, I failed it and I'd passed everything else. And I hadn't even like stressed really about everything else. Like obviously your maths and English are really, really important. And, you know, everybody kind of knows that they're very, very important topics to have at least a pass grade in, to be
yeah, yeah.
fair. But
Yeah.
nowadays you can retake them.
Of
So
course
what
you
I would
can.
say is just don't put pressure on yourself when you're doing these exams because it will mentally screw you up and it can make you actually perform worse.
And that's what I'm going
So,
to talk. That's what I'm going to talk about next time with you about mental illness
mhm.
and things stuff like that. So if that's
Yep.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you, Megan. Thank you.
All
You're
right.
always a lovely person to talk to. Thank you.
No worries.
Guys, please, please, if you've got any messages, come through me or
Mhm.
and I will pass them on to Megan. In the
Yep.
meantime, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to be back around about 6 o'clock with Brian. 8 o'clock, sorry. My wife is trying to tell me something different. 8 o'clock with Brian. And so I'm looking forward to that. In the meantime, cheerio. And
Well, thank you for having me again. And I hope you have a nice night. All right.
yeah, thank you. I love you. Love you coming on. You're all right.
All right. I'll speak to you guys
But
soon.
I need discount
Uh-huh.
for Sky.
I'll look into it for you, Steve, right?
I want a box in my bedroom.
I'll see what I can do. I can only give you the codes that
Oh, she's lovely.
I
See you later. Bye bye.
have. Right, bye.
Bye. There you go. That was Megan. And yeah, it's lovely, lovely person to talk to. And please follow her. And yeah, bye bye. See you later.